All right. Rocking with J-Man. It's with Chef Brian Tsao from Lost Becomes.
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. Can't complain. It's Monday, so Mondays are always a struggle, right? But other than that, I'm doing well. I just got my first COVID shot, so I'm feeling kind of weird. Trying to drink a lot of coffee to counteract my. I'm feeling a little loopy, almost like I'm hungover, but I don't really drink, so it's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, the same for me. Because the reason why? School. I had a trouble sleeping last night, so I feel fantastic today. Good for me. Good for me today. Having a great day. Congratulations on your single Memory.
Thank you. Yes, that came out middle of last month, sometime. Yeah, it's been out for like 3 4 weeks out at this point. It got a Revolver exclusive. It was very exciting, very exciting to have a Revolver exclusive premiere. So, yep.
The track is super hard. It gets people, pumped up. Kind of makes them get full of adrenaline. Did you ever notice that in your songs? It always just gets people pumped up.
Yeah. The music of Lost Becomes as a whole, we really do try to write music that's a very groove oriented and that's just a lot of fun and really based on feel. So every time we write, we just try to write something that really gets our bodies moving. And one of those feelings could be that brutality. But certainly that was probably one thing we could say for sure was a goal of ours to like it's music to really get you moving.
So, did you guys break it into an abandoned warehouse to film the video?
No. So the music video was filmed at my father's farm in South New Jersey. So my father, who's close to retirement, uh, worked in the big city, New York City, his entire life, or most of his life, not his entire life, I should say. And he's looking to retire soon. He has this farmhouse in South Jersey, and it's a bit decrepit looking, a little creepy looking. Certainly looks a little abandoned, which I assure you it's not. But we were able to, excuse me, we were able to find a little corner of this horse stable that he has. No horses; it's just an old horse stable, and that's where we filmed the music video for.
Did when you first saw it, were you like, "This is perfect for this metal song, dude. This is perfect." Is
Absolutely. Uh, yeah, it's one of those things, right? Like
yeah.
mainly for metal, you don't need things that are very well maintained or well kept. And usually with not very well maintained or well kept things, people don't really care if you use it or not because it's already not well maintained or well cared for. So yeah, when I saw that horse stable, I'll be like, oh, this will be a great location to make a video out of. Absolutely. That's literally what ran through my mind when I was walking through it.
I got a pump friction vibe from the video because the entire time I was wondering what's in the briefcase.
Ah, I'm glad you made that observation. Uh, yes, very good eyes, very good observation, Jam Man. So yes, the briefcase thing is definitely an homage, our way to honor the great uh, Quentin Tarantino and his awesome movie Pulp Fiction. We wanted the video to have some form of narrative. We didn't want it to have just a performance. We wanted to have some kind of story element to it. So I can't answer what's inside the briefcase because it's really up to the viewer to interpret. I can tell you the way I interpret it is, what's inside the briefcase are the memories that sometimes you want to bury away and put behind you.
So who had to dig the hole?
We all did. It was literally all of us. It was funny. It was very communist of us. We all evenly dug into this hole, passed around. What you see in the music video is pretty literal. Where you see us passing the shovel back and forth. Well, you see us. Yeah, you do see us digging, and you see us covering it back up. I mean, that's literally how it worked. I will say though, some of us are better shovelers than others. But with that said, everyone did pitch in to shovel the hole. Funny story though is we do have one of those caterpillar diggers that you see. Well, my father has one of those caterpillar diggers with that big like arm that's that scoops up that can scoop up things in mass quantity. And the day was just so freaking cold. That we couldn't get it started. So we had to dig it by hand. We had to dig like this frozen soil by hand. So a little fun fact for you.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. That sounds great. You guys show no shame. You are a real man. Did it with your band, real metalhead. Good for you.
Hey,
Yeah.
uh, metal is a working class music, right? So we just rolled up our sleeves and did what we had to get it done.
Oh, so this is the third single. Is the plan releasing them before you drop the album?
So the plan as of now is to actually continue to release singles. As a brand new band, we felt that we do have a record's worth of material. 3 of the songs have already come out. We do have several more songs, and our intention as of now, it could change. But our intention as of now is to just continue to release singles for the rest of the year. We don't have really a set timetable, but it's anywhere between a month and 2 months between every single. And we just wanted to have the ability to pivot. So, for example, we put 3 songs out in a row, 3 songs out in a row, only a month apart. And I felt like we kind of like bombarded the audience, with a lot of material very quickly. And, it created a lot of interest. And for this next single, we don't plan to release it till a little later to kind of give, excuse me, to give things a little time to breathe, so to speak. Um, yeah, for this album, our intention is to release singles only. And interesting fact is, we already are halfway done writing the second record.
It has to be hard releasing music during the pandemic, not knowing when you can adapt releasing it because it's kind of like without touring to back it up. It's kind of like it just doesn't fit. It's just like it's it's weird, but you some people are starting to adapt to it, and congratulations them on that.
Yeah, thank you. In some ways, our release strategy kind of works out with what happened to the world going to shit. We were intending to do this release strategy pre-COVID anyway. Excuse me. We were planning to go with that approach pre-COVID anyway, and it just now it's almost like we have no choice. If we want to get our music out there, then this is probably the best approach to it. We wanted to release singles semi regularly and play a show to back it up, and maybe even go into a small tour during this coming summer, which is not going to happen, unfortunately. But yeah, that was the intention anyway. And like I said, with things shut down, with our inability to get out there, I think in some ways it worked out for us.
And it hit you twice as hard. You can't tour. You're a chef in New York. That had to close down for like ever. So this was basically like COVID with you. The rock and roll, like the metal thing.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, I remember. You're a chef.
Yes, yes. um, yeah, my industry definitely got hit very, very, very hard. Just as the music industry did. I'm very lucky that I was in between projects and I was able to continue working through all of this, because I was I still am in the uh, development and planning stages of opening up a restaurant. So that doesn't really require me to have the place open yet. So I got lucky in that regard. But yeah, I mean, I have several friends who are not so lucky, both musicians and fellow culinary industry people that are definitely hit very hard, unfortunately.
Ever thinking about making a our high class metal restaurant? A high class.
I, in some senses, kind of already did that to a degree. I had a restaurant called Mira Sushi and Izakaya in Flatiron that has since closed, unfortunately. I left there almost 5 years ago already, but they had to close due to COVID recently. That was actually a venue that was very close to like Irving Plaza, Gramercy Theater, PlayStation Theater. It was pretty close to all these venues, and it basically turned into a metal restaurant of sorts because every band that was coming into town, I would have them over. So maybe we weren't decorated as a metal restaurant, but we were. I definitely had the audience there on a regular basis.
Your waiters can scream the specials at the customers, the medals. Yeah, they just like, remember, we have a milkshake. Remember, you have the Sunday dessert only on Monday. It's
I mean, that would be fun. We'd probably scare away most of the regulars, but hey, whatever, right? For the sake of metal.
yeah, yeah, for the sake of metal. A cool place where you can get some fine dining, then jump right into the mosh pit.
Oh,
Mm.
mm. Unfortunately, a lot of those types of places in New York City are kind of few and far between. One place that comes to mind off the top of my head is Grill 'Em All in Alhambra, California. That actually started as a food truck. I really do hope that they're still around, after all this COVID stuff. But yeah, that is definitely a place where you can get a good bite to eat and mosh right afterwards.
When it's what?
And I don't think anyone would look at you strangely if you did that.
Yeah, definitely not. When it's people's birthday, all the servers can come out and pick you up and crowd surf you into a piece of cake. And then while singing, no, actually while screaming, for metal, happy birthday to you, and that just throws you in the cake. That would be nice, right? That would be.
That would be awesome. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, but nobody would definitely just jump right out of there and scream for their life. Definitely not, right? Totally.
I guess it depends on the person, right?
Yeah, it depends on the person. Yes, it does actually, yes. So you've been being from Flushing. You ever hooked up with Action Bronson?
I have not. I have not. He is a Flushing boy too. These are good questions. How old are you?
9. I am
You're
not.
9. Wow. I definitely wasn't asking interview questions like this when I was 9, that's for sure. So for you, buddy. Uh, Action Bronson. No, I've never met Action Bronson. I'm a little bit of a unique case as far as being from New York in that when I was 15, not even 15, when I was like 14 years old, my parents put me into an exchange program into mainland China. So from 14 to 20 years old, I lived in Beijing and I went to an international school out over there. So in those formative years, in my teenage years, where I think I would have crafted a lot of my, um, long lasting friendships, I was kind of plucked out of New York and developed those friendships abroad.
I would
So
figure
fortunately,
what?
Bronson and I are not buddies, but one day I hope to hang with him. He seems like a fun guy.
You would seem like a great guy, and you guys are both two famous chefs. So that are both magicians. So that would be like fantastic. It's gonna be like an ice cream with a milkshake. I do not know why, but I keep saying that. I keep saying that though because it's like so good, right? You get it? You get the point though about it. You get the point. You should get him on a track, and then you can be on one of his shows maybe.
I would love that. Absolutely. It's Action Bronson is definitely in a different world from me. Yes, we're both chefs, but he's definitely, I would say, as far as his like mainstream, where he sits in the mainstream is several steps ahead of me. I'm sure if he's one of those guys I bumped into in real life, I'm guessing that we would connect. I don't think I'm that bad of a dude, so I'm sure we would have a drink or something, or in his case, he'd probably want to light up a joint or whatever. But um,
Yeah,
yeah, seems like a cool guy.
yeah. I see you were on the Marvel show that you made the sub for Nam or
Yes,
yeah.
I did an episode of Eat the Universe
Yeah, oh yeah.
on Marvel's website with Justin Warner. So Justin is a great guy, a very awesome chef. He won Food Network star. And yeah, he had this show with Marvel, and he had me help him create a Namor, the Submariner themed sandwich, which was a lot of fun.
Do you think he would like to eat a sub that is made out of all his friends that you chopped up and deep fried? Do you
You
think he would love that?
I think you have something there. I think he would not have liked that, and I think he would have preferred that I deep fried some human, chopped up human. That would definitely probably make him feel much better, right?
Yeah.
These are all-
You can cut my finger. That I can make you. I can probably help you with the sandwich. You can just cut tip of my finger. That's it. And I'll have a tip of my finger.
We'll get someone else's fingers. I want you to keep all your fingers.
Thank you. So I know some states are opening up with full captivity and no mask. Any plans to tour those states this summer?
I don't think we're going to be able to tour this summer, unfortunately. I think just to stay like actually 3 out of 4 guys in the band are vaccinated. One of them is myself. But I think, with the unpredictability of the market, it would not make sense at this moment in time for us. Um, as soon as New York, the northeastern area is able to start having some shows, I think we'll definitely entertain some local stuff, even maybe a couple states away. But a full on tour, I think right now is off the cards for us. Yeah, yeah, that's what I would say.
I know touring is tough with all the traveling, the time, and either getting fed fast food or cramping ca- cramping quarantine. Sorry.
All good.
Yeah, it's yeah. Does it suck by any chance? Does it?
So interesting fact is I have not toured the States yet. The last time I toured was when I was living in China still. So this was a long, long, long time ago. And I will say that tour, we ate some of the best food ever. It was so awesome because food in Asia is generally very cheap. So, when you go for a really nice meal, it's not going to be in like a beautiful dining room. It could be on some, like basically the equivalent of like a beach chair and, I don't know, like a makeshift table, but this place will just serve the most awesome food. So, from my personal experience, when I went on my tour with my old band in China, we basically gained weight because every city we went to was a major city in China, and they always had some local delicacy. So, I do know that typically, though, at least in the Western world of touring, you're going to eat really crappy. And I'm hoping to change that. I'm hoping with my skills as a chef, I could do something a little different. Bring a hot plate and a little grill and make half decent meals where we don't feel like we're poisoning ourselves.
I would love to actually. Yeah, I would love to taste their food. Besides, they have no judgment, right? They have no judgment on what they're gonna eat. It's like, oh, you don't have this? No, they're just like, hey, just get a rug and then a little bit of a beach chair. It's all right. I like that. I like that.
It's very, very common in Asia. Like there's just restaurants that are, basically everything is outdoors. Uh, like their restaurant space itself is like a closet where they put all their folding tables and chairs, and then they just set up this like makeshift walk connected to a propane tank, and that's it, and a cutting board, and that's their kitchen, and their dining room is those 3 4 tables right on the street. Again, it's you would just not expect these street stalls or these hawker stalls or whatever you want to call them. Every region of Asia has a different name for them, but they just serve amazing food, and it's so cheap too.
You being a chef, does the band make you cook all the time?
The band doesn't make me do anything. It's usually me making them do stuff. I'm just naturally very bossy and kind of mean and grumpy all the time and demanding. So, so usually when I'm cooking for them, it's usually me. It's myself volunteering to cook for them, but it's almost like my way of apologizing for being such an a-hole to them, because I'm just so regularly mean and demanding out of that everybody. So I'm kind of like once in a while, like, all right, I'll treat you guys. I'll make you a pizza. I'll make you some steak or things like that. I'm always definitely doing some little cookouts for them since rehearsals at my house, and every now and then I'll cook them up something after rehearsal.
Does Elk ever do anything crazy stage dives when playing because he's a stuntman?
Oh, Alec.
Yeah, Alec. Yeah, Alec.
So, funny thing is, Lost Becomes has yet to play a live show. We've been a band for 2 years. As far as the world knows, though, we've only been around for 4 months because our first single dropped in December. But we've been a band for 2 years, and we made actually a very conscious decision not to play live yet because number one, we wanted to get very tight first. And number two is we're all pretty experienced. We've all toured before. We've all played with other bands that, maybe didn't have great success, but definitely were like full fledged functioning bands. So we weren't really too concerned about playing live. So to answer your question, very long answer to your question is no. Alec has not done any crazy stunt yet. I'm pretty sure he will because I wouldn't put that too far past him. But I will say the way I met him was at a party and he was doing backflips.
Let's hope he doesn't do anything like climbs the thing up there and jumps off the entire front stage, like the top of the stage. Let's hope he doesn't do full on Jeff Hardy kind of thing, like that front flip. Let's hope he doesn't do that.
I would really hope not. I mean, there have been times where he was working all week on a stunt shoot and he has to fall for a living. He has to fall professionally for a living, and he'll come to rehearsal really sore and just be like, oh, my whole body hurts. And we'll be like, why? What happened? He's like, oh, I fell down 40 times yesterday for this shoot. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens when the live shows come around. Hopefully he doesn't do stunts while we're playing live because he needs to hold down the beat on the drums.
He needs to hold down. Let's hope you don't have to get some security guards and hold his left and right hand. Like, gotta calm down, buddy. You can't do it. Not today. Not today.
Nope.
What is your favorite memory from playing a show?
Oh, favorite memory playing a show. I don't consider myself a very good guitar player. So, when I there's always like this anxiety when you get to hard parts of the song, like, uh-oh, am I gonna pull it off this time? Like I'm already not very good at it. Am I actually gonna pull it off? Like there's some dive bomb techniques and squeals that I do that are a little tricky. I've been doing them for so long, like I usually nail it most of the time. But I always get a little anxiety right before it comes to that part, like, oh my gosh, if I mess this up, it's gonna sound so bad. Uh, so my favorite memory is not even interacting with the crowd or meeting new people or seeing the energy in the room. My favorite memory is very selfish in that if I pull off a little guitar part that's more difficult than normal, then I'm like, oh, I did it. All right.
Oh, it did it. Let's go.
All right, let's keep playing. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it finally got the line right. Let's do this. Come on, man. I feel confident now. What is your worst? Do you have any worst?
Oh, worst. Let's see. Worst. I would say, I don't have too many worst moments. I think for the most part, I'm such a Boy Scout in that I always tend to be over prepared for things. A motto of a Boy Scout is to be prepared. So I always make sure I have fresh strings on my guitar. I always make sure to test all my gear before I head out. Um, one of the one thing that happened once when I was playing in China was that and this was like my own fault, was we were kind of nearing the end of the tour, and I just kind of got lazy about cleaning my clothes. And it was one of those scenarios of like having wet, dirty laundry inside of your bag and didn't let it air out. So it just smells completely disgusting. And just oh man, it was bad. Like I could smell myself the entire show, only because like I didn't spend like an extra hour just, putting my clothes into the laundry. I played an entire show just smelling myself. And of course, like you smell yourself, then you become self-conscious. Yeah, that was probably my worst show experience. I'll never do that again.
What's next for you? What's next for you on your band? More singles or maybe an upcoming album?
Yes, more singles. Like I said, we do have an album's worth of material. I don't know if we're ever going to put that out as a full record. I don't know. We're kind of playing it we're just kind of playing it by ear and letting the audience reception and demands kind of fuel our next move. So we do have another single coming out. It's called Moments. I don't have a date for you yet, but it won't be too far from now. At the very latest, it'll come out early May. That will come out with the music video, the whole 9 yards. And we have, I think, 4 more. Excuse me, very gassy today. I apologize.
All right.
4 more tracks after that.
How do my followers follow you? How do my followers follow you?
So yeah, your followers should check us out at Lost Becomes, LOSS Becomes. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. Just type in Lost Becomes, we'll pop up for sure. And then for myself, I'm at Chef Brian Tsao, also on all major social medias.
They can get your music and all your cool merch there, correct?
Yes, you can get our merch on our website, which is lostbecomes.com. We're actually going to be doing a giveaway starting tomorrow. So you should definitely check out our Instagram, where you can get details on that. But if you don't want to wait for the giveaway drawing on Friday, you can definitely pick up a shirt on the website. And yeah, all our music can be found on all major streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, so on and so forth.
I do unboxings of cool merch.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanna hook a brother up, please. I need a sponsor. I need to do it, man. It's been a day, but I just need a sponsor. Please.
Yeah,
If you have any merch.
over your mailing address. We'll get you hooked up, buddy.
Thank you. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm not trying. I was just trying to be the funny guy. I'm not trying to.
No, I'm gonna fulfill it. You know what? You're gonna give me a hard time. I'm gonna give you a hard time back. So I'm gonna give you that damn shirt, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay?
All right. Just do the sponsor. Do it. Just do it. Nikes. Thank you, Nikes. Thank you for being on my show. I hope the next time we talk is at the backstage. I want your show to do. You are a pretty cool guy. I would love to meet you in person.
Likewise, buddy. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, man.
All right.
Peace.
Take care.
Have a great day, man.
You too.
Thank you.